you got to love your job, but you don't need to love your company. There's a difference. These people are entrepreneurs. These people are startup leaders. Their mindset is a little different. They want to make sure that everybody works, right? 90 hours, 100 hours. Unka bas chala to make you work 120 hours. And then they give you peanuts in terms of salary also. If you ask the employees, they will tell you that. But the point is, they're living in a la la land. They think that the sun rises and sets in their backyard, because of which you can work 90 hours or 100 hours. And I think that statement which the L&T chairman made about, keep staring at your wife, it is made in bad taste. It could be a joke. Coming at that level as a leader, you need to be very conscious and mindful of what you say and what you speak. Communication is the currency of the modern world. You can be as simple as you wanted communication to. Sudha Murthy is the best example. She came on the Kapil Sharma show, right? She was so normal in the way she spoke and she expressed herself. The way you talk, the way you express yourself, your body language, the way you pitch, the words you use. I always say this, if ever you feel confused in life, use the words please, sorry, and thank you. These are the magical words. It can build bridges and it can also help you communicate what you want to say to the other side. People who come in on your shows who are extremely inspirational, like you mentioned, Professor Radhakrishnan Pillai is extremely inspirational. I've read his books and Shekhar, you've done work with him also. I'm saying you allow everybody to speak and open up and express themselves. I think just keep continuing this, don't look back and just keep moving forward.
So welcome one more episode of Pooja's Talk Show. और आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, he is a CEO, he is a director of Indian Leadership Academy, he is the prime time TV panelist. आपने बहुत बार उन्हें देखा होगा रिपब्लिक टीवी, ABP न्यूज़ और ये सारी जगह. He is a actor, he is a TV host. दुनिया के बहुत बड़े बड़े सेलिब्रिटीज़ एंड इवन दो बॉलीवुड सेलिब्रिटीज़ को होस्ट किया है उन्होंने. ही इज़ अ NLP कोच, TEDx स्पीकर एंड leadership coach and so many things. And I got a privilege to take an interview in Pooja's Talk Show, and we have spoke a lot about leadership, communication skills, global leader, India as a global leader, and yes, about Mahakumbh as well. So do watch this episode and let me know कि कैसा लगा आपको. Do share your comments, subscribe us and enjoy the show. So welcome to Pooja's Talk Show, Shekhar. कैसे हैं आप?
I'm fine, Pooja. Nice to hear from you. Nice to meet you. And you're on the move always, from what I noticed. So, and it's a good way to start 2025, right? So I think it's great.
You know what, yeah. Shekhar, what is a coincidence in today's episode?
It's a Sunday?
No. I was watching your previous episode, okay, and got to know one point. Last year, 2024, I have recorded my first episode with you in 2024, and this is also my first episode of 25 with you. What a nice coincidence.
So this is the sense of deja vu. Yeah, I think it's a good way to start 2025, right? This is how the year will follow, the year will progress. So hopefully the year will be good for you and for me, and we'll do much more work together.
Yeah. Yes. So Shekhar, हमेशा की तरह, like जो audience हमारी नई है, they want to know about you. So just brief introduction about you, like what you do and कहाँ से आपने start किया and whatever you are doing currently. आप यही करना चाहते थे या your plan something else?
Okay, so essentially, so I'm a storyteller by profession, and what I really love and enjoy is meeting people, understanding their perspective, understanding what makes them tick, what motivates them, and I feel I have that energy which I can use in engaging with people. That's what I realized over a period of time. Now, as a storyteller, as a coach, as a primetime TV panelist, as somebody who also writes, I think what I really do is I try to make the maximum use of my abilities there, which is communication, which is never saying no to anything which comes in my way, and just absorbing everything which comes in. Also, because I've traveled quite a bit, and I've been very curious about life in general. That's also helped me a lot, because when you're curious and you're honest to yourself, more ways than one you'll be successful. And also, I've got to engage with some very, very interesting people, from somebody as versatile as, say, Sudha Murthy, to somebody as dynamic as Milka Singh ji, for example. And when you get, and obviously I'm interacting with you today, Pooja, and you come with a plethora of experience. that also helped me a lot because it allows me to, understand people well. Because I genuinely believe our education is all about our life experiences. Whatever people might say about school, college, and education, and you need to study in a certain way. I feel your life experiences teach you a lot. What you see around you, what you observe around you, what you follow around you, what you engage with around you makes a difference. And for me, I think my inspiration has been my dog, has been my mother, who sends me a WhatsApp good morning message every day. She takes her time in making that message. She gets up at 4:30 in the morning to find out a proper message. So I think that's, I believe that curiosity is what we all need to have in life. That curiosity to go out and do the unimaginable, that curiosity to be honest to yourself, and that curiosity to wanting to learn more. I think that's something which I've never stopped and which I don't want to at all. I think the day you become curious, you become dead. That's what I believe. So that's it, in a nutshell, is what I do. And what gives me maximum happiness is impacting others with the way I speak, with the way I engage with them, with the way I talk to them, and how I can resonate with their experiences. That is what I really do. But it's been a very enjoyable experience, and I love each and every moment of it. Right now, as we talk at 8:35 in the evening, I enjoy this moment. So I live in the present, and I want to create more memories for the future. Past is important, no doubt. Memories are important, but I want to create more moments where the moments are better than the memories. I don't want to get back into nostalgia mode and think, ye hua tha, waise hua tha, kyun hua tha, kaise hua tha. I think that's the past. I want to create more moments. I want to create more impact. And I think I have the ability, because I know I have that power. I know I have that superpower where I can impact people and where I can influence people in the most positive manner, which is really important in today's day and age. Positivity is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Positivity बहुत important है क्योंकि nowadays we have a lot of negativity, like even though now we became the social media addict. So as soon as we open our phone and so many negative images and negative, all the clutters start happening. So it's very important that we need to surround ourselves with the positivity. So Shekhar, you are the host of the biggest events and you're meeting a lot of people. So as I am the image consultant and I teach people about communication skills, visual communication. So my audience definitely would love to know, like, what is the role of communication skills in our life? Like, you have met a lot of people. Whatever we are doing as a career perspective, maybe we are lawyer, maybe we are doctors, whatever we are doing, what is the role of communication skills in our life to give us a success or reach to our destination? क्या जरूरी होता है या फिर it is only for the people who are into a people dealing business, like you are a host, you meeting people, or I am the host, I meet lot of people. ये सिर्फ ऐसे लोगों के लिए होता है या फिर it is important for everybody? What do you think so?
I think, Pooja, communication skills is the most important skill in the world. It's the most all-encompassing skills of the world. Now, this is communication for you, right? So we have a person who just joined us to show her communication skills. That's on a lighter note. See, I believe communication. See, for example, we all want to be good. For you to become great, communication is going to be important. Communication is that differentiating factor. Communication is that 1%. And I believe in any role which you do, it could be where you're a lawyer, where you're a communications coach, where you're working in the services industry, you're working in the airline industry, for example, or you're working, where you're going and delivering products. Anywhere where you go, communication is important. You could be at the highest point of life. You could be the Prime Minister of India, like Mr. Modi, and your communication skills have to be on point. When I say on point, I'm not saying you don't have to sound like a Shashi Tharoor, where every word you speak, everybody has to see the dictionary key. What is this person trying to say? The objective is whatever you speak, people should be able to understand it. As simple as that. And it's how you do it. It's your body language, your presence, the way you carry yourself, the words you use, your articulation, your pauses, your intonation. I think it's a whole world in terms of communication. Communication is extremely important. It's what drives the world. And if you're not a good communicator, you would surely fail, because communications is the fuel of the modern day world. We have realized that, right? If you notice in the post-COVID scenario, businesses which didn't do well were the businesses which could not keep up with the change because of COVID, right? Post-COVID, you had to change your entire track in terms of how you appeared as a person, in terms of there were so many industries which shut down, right? Because they could not manage or adjust themselves to the changing dynamics of the environment. That's one example of communication. Communication is, I feel it is like I said, it is the fuel of the modern day world, but also it's very critical and important for us to understand that communication is the currency of the modern world also, and communication is not the most important thing. When I say that, you can be as simple as you wanted communication to. Sudha Murthy is the best example, for example. She came on the Kapil Sharma show, right? And, when she came on the Kapil Sharma show, she was so normal in the way she spoke and she expressed herself. And when I've, like you said, I've worked with all of them, right? Somehow you realize that we make a hoo-ha out of communication, but the major point is, it goes without saying that communication is the most important factor. If you want to be successful, if you want to be that 1%er, where you want to be great and not good, that's where communication is important. And from what I've realized, if your communication skills are, and it's a whole world of communication. Like I said, your presence, the way you talk, the way you express yourself, your body language, the way you pitch, the way you intonate, the words you use. I always say this, if ever you feel confused in life, use the words please, sorry, and thank you. These are the magical words. Wherever anything goes wrong, just say please, sorry, and thank you. It can build bridges. It won't break bridges, of course. And it can also help you, communicate what you want to say to the other side. It helps you in starting a conversation, for starters, that is. But I think in today's day and age, communication is really important. It has always been important. We've never really understood the importance of it. I think it's a life skill. And if you don't have it, you will suffer. And I'm being brutally frank out here, because communication makes the world go around. There's no denying it. Communication and networking, actually, more than anything else. How you build meaningful connections.
Yes, absolutely true. So अभी आप बात करें networking की, so definitely we'll talk about it. उससे पहले, leadership skills. We have heard a lot of things about it. We have read a lot of books, and nowadays leadership trainings are happening. So you are the leadership coach and you are into the leadership position. So just wanted to know, what is the leadership actually? जब भी हम leadership की बात करते हैं, the thing which comes to our mind, like it's all about, maybe having a position, having a higher position wherever we are working, or maybe, becoming a leader in case of like neta or politician. People feel like that. Okay, so what is the leadership skill actually? What is a leadership and how it can impact our life?
So leadership is the power or the ability to make people believe in themselves. Leadership is all about building the right culture. Leadership is all about energizing people. Leadership is all about engaging with people. If somebody's energy level is at 60%, as a leader, your energy skills should be at 150%. A leader is somebody who sees a bridge when there's no bridge. A leader is somebody who sees a country where there's no country. A leader is somebody who sees the future when nobody can see the future. A leader is somebody who sees a glass not as half full or half empty, but a glass which is full of water. That's what I feel a leader is. A leader is somebody who sees immense potential. Now, that is what a leader is in terms of skill set. But what a leader also does is believing in people. What a leader also does is being completely honest to himself or herself, and also making people believe that, you can do it. You are meant for bigger things in life. A leader is somebody who realizes potential in others before they even realize their own potential. And from my experience, as a leadership coach, I've also led teams in the past. Also the work which I do in TV, where you take a stand about what you believe in. I think that's also leadership at a certain level. I think it's the ability to stand up for what you believe is right. It's the ability to believe in something which could also mean you swimming against the tide, which could also mean you being a little stubborn about what you feel is right. Because I think that is leadership. Leadership is about having a point of view, or in today's day and age, having a POV, right? I think leadership is something which has been overrated. People talk a lot about it. Kya hai leadership, kya nahi hai leadership. But leadership, simply put, is the ability to make you believe that, what, you can do it. Because sometimes what happens is, we are living in a world, like you said, right at the beginning of this conversation, which is very negative, right? There are so many filters around us. Social media is full of filters. People want to put their best the best version of themselves out there. But if you thoda jhanko andar, you realize that everybody's a little shallow. Everybody's just trying to prove a point, and somewhere at the end of the day, they're like, we're doing this all for the views. We're doing all for the person, the neighbor who's out there wanting to like us or hate us or whatever be the case. But I think that's what leadership is. Leadership is about just being honest to yourself. Leadership is about, understanding potential. Leadership is about just being positive, being rational, being practical, being pragmatic. Leadership is about, standing for what you believe is right and energizing a legion of troops, energizing people around you. And for me, leadership is about Napoleon Bonaparte. Leadership is about Mahatma Gandhi. Leadership is about Dhoni. Leadership is about Shah Rukh Khan. Leadership is about, I can write an essay on that. I strongly believe, leaders look at the world with a different lens. Leaders look at the world with a different point of view. Everybody else might look at the world with a particular color, but I think a leader looks at a world with different shades of yellow or red. That's how I think a leader is, because the leadership plays such a critical role, such an important role in a family, in an organization, in a business, leading a team, leading an organization, doing anything and everything. And I think leadership starts and ends from there. And I think it all boils down to one very, very common attribute, which is belief. How much do you believe in yourself before you can believe in others? How much do you believe that, I think what I'm doing is right, without being arrogant about it, without being overconfident about it, but believing, this is my way. Because there will always be people around you who will say, this is not the right way, this is not done, because nobody's ever done it, right? So, like, for example, both of us, Pooja, or you or me, we're all creative people, right? We don't take no for an answer, right? We do because we believe in it. We are stubborn, we are obstinate. In today's day and age, just being stubborn and obstinate can be a negative word. But if you feel that's mind over matter, leadership is all about that. Leadership is about believing in it. Leadership is making people believe that you can do it. Leadership is about understanding potential when the second person or third person or the fourth person doesn't believe in himself or herself. What kind of impact can you create as a leader? I think leadership is such an important skill, and I always believe that your perspectives, your life experiences shape you in terms of leadership also.
Absolutely.
And leadership is the art of listening.
Yeah.
Without judging.
Exactly. But I think in today's world that is missing. People don't want to listen.
Yeah. People don't want to listen because people have got so many running in their head, right? There are so many things happening around them. People don't want to listen. And everybody is in this mad race, na Pooja. Everybody is in this mad race to achieve something. But what are you achieving? Nobody knows, right? People are in the mad race to achieve views. People are in the mad race to, be the best version of themselves every single day, every single second. People are in this mad race to, to get tons of money, which is fine. You need to move along. You need to do what you can. But I think at the end of the day, what is also important is being true to yourself. I always say that you are your own competition. I always tell this, as a coach, we all know who's the fastest man in the world, which is Usain Bolt. But if somebody asks you who's the second fastest man, who's the second fastest mover, nobody knows it. Because we've been conditioned from school, college, friendship, family, companies, that you have to be the fastest, you have to be the best, you have to be the swiftest, you have to be the thinnest, you have to be the prettiest, you have to be the most handsome. No, you don't need to. You don't need to. You need to be comfortable in your zone. You need to be comfortable in your own skin, right? And you need to be proud of yourself. You need to be confident about yourself. You need to be secure about yourself. That boss, jo hoga dekha jayega. Kya hai? Like, there are good days and there are bad days, right? I think it's also important for us to understand that we have to be practical about it and move on with life. And okay, fine. There were good days, there are bad days, and let the good days take care of the bad days. I think a sense of balance is important. Right now, that sense of balance is completely missing in the world. It's either love or there is hate. There's nothing in between.
Right.
Even the movies you see is like that, right? Every movie you see around you is all about fighting, all about violence and people killing each other. And society is also becoming like that, which is very scary. So I believe, we as leaders, and this is the best time to talk about it because today is the 12th of January. I think one super strength we all can have is the strength of kindness. Being kind to each other. More than being kind to each other, being kind to yourself. That, okay, you know what? I had a bad day today. I had a very shitty day, but okay, let me be kind to myself. Let me look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? It's okay. You got bad days. You screwed up. You had a bad time. That's fine. You can be kind to yourself. We don't do that often. We don't apologize to ourselves often. We're not mindful of it. I think if you're comfortable in your skin, Pooja, then you can take on the world. You're comfortable because then you're comfortable with your failures as well as your victories. And that is also related to one question you asked me about leadership, right? Leadership is about understanding that failures are more important than your victories. Like, if you look around you, Pooja, does any leader talk about failures?
No.
All this 90-hour work, 60-hour work जो होता है ना, कौन failures के बारे में बात करता है? All they talk about is काम करना है. It's very transaction. But leadership is about transaction versus transformation. What leaders do is transform people through ideas, through thoughts, through action. That's what leaders do. So I think that's the belief you need to have, that it's believing in yourself. It's transformational, not transactional, and being kind to yourself. That okay, you will get through this. Give yourself some time. Being a little more patient. I think we're living in a world where everything is 2 minutes, from Maggie to everything around you. You ask anything, you get it delivered to your house. There's no charm in that anymore, right? Even relationships are a bit like that. So it's all about how you nurture things, how you nurture friendships, how you nurture relationships, how you nurture yourself. I think that's important.
Yes.
So something I think we have to learn from animals, learn from birds, learn from animals around us. I don't know. I that's what I believe, That's what I strongly resonate with.
Absolutely true. So, Shekhar, you have achieved a lot of things. You did a lot of things. And some days back, I was, connected with the Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, sir. And I was talking to him. Then he said to me, in life, whatever we are doing and all those things, we need to be spiritually connected also. If we spiritually connect with ourselves or with any supreme power, we get lot of peace, and lot of success comes towards towards us in very 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 peaceful manner. So I would love to know about it, because I have never seen any post related to spirituality. So just want to know, do you follow spirituality, or do you practice spirituality, or believe in that? What's your take on that?
So I'll take it one step further, Pooja. I think it's a very interesting question that you asked. And this is the need of the hour. I think what is really important is three things. The power of three, like to say. Your spiritual quotient, your emotional quotient, and your physical quotient. And as a physical quotient is, are you doing your walks every day? Are you doing yoga? Are you doing your exercise? Are you spending some time with yourself, with your body? Respecting your body for what it is, right? Sometimes we don't realize it, but our body is like a machine which has been pumping blood for us from day one, since the time we are born. And how do we take care of it? Do we give it enough time in terms of exercise? That's your physical quotient. The second thing is your emotional quotient. Let's say emotional quotient is how do you look at success? How do you look at failure? What gives you complete happiness in life? How would people remember you? How do you perceive yourself? And the third thing is your spiritual quotient. As a spiritual quotient is how mindful are you? How grateful are you? I do this. I start the day with, asking forgiveness from anyone I would have hurt in the past, knowingly, unknowingly, arrogantly, obnoxiously. You must have done something in the past which something could happen, right? What do you do about it? How do you take on the world? So I start my day with that, where I, beg forgiveness. And I visualize a life where I'm begging forgiveness. I'm putting my feet down and I'm begging forgiveness on the people I would have hurt in the past, knowingly or unknowingly. I'm also grateful for the life I have. I'm also grateful for what we are doing right now. I think we're all incredibly blessed and grateful people for the life we are leading right now, where we can talk on a great internet connection at 8:40 in the evening, right? A lot of people are not as lucky or as blessed as us. So I think that gratefulness is important. That that forgiveness factor is important. Your physical quotient is important. Your emotional quotient is important. Your spiritual quotient in terms of how you look at life, how you look at things around you, how you feel there is a superior power which controls everything. Now, I'm not getting into there's a superior power, there is no superior power, whether you should believe in God, you should not believe in God. But I think what's really important at the end of the day is letting go of everything, moving all the ego aside, moving everything aside, and just bowing down and being blessed and being fortunate and being grateful for life. I think that's important. So for me, that's what drives my day. And it sounds very simple. If you want to complicate, you can complicate your day or your life as you want to also. But if these three factors is what I do every day, my physical quotient, spiritual quotient, and your emotional quotient, then I'm done for the day. Yeah, because if I say, for example, I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I go for a 30-minute run, it energizes me for the full day. And also, I think what's really critical and important is Pooja getting our 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep is a luxury. It's very important to take care of your body, respect your body for what it is, and be taking care of yourself, because everything is so many things are happening. As a coach, as a leader, you're doing so many things. So it's very important to take some time out and believe in yourself, and also spend some time with nature. So coming back to your question, I think spiritual quotient is extremely important. And in today's day and age, I think everybody should be spiritually inclined, which means spend some time with yourself. Rather than Netflix or Amazon Prime or any of the apps or Facebook or Instagram, but watch these videos, of course, and because videos which make a difference to your lives, you should watch that. But spend some time with yourself. Spend some time with trying to understand what you're all about, because it's a short life we live. Right, at the end of the day, we're not living a tortoise's life. We're not living a cat's life. So in this life, we want to make the most of it. So it's very important to have that energy, and the energy can only come when you can spend time with yourself and conserve that energy and use it like a reservoir. And use it when you need to. So three things: spiritual quotient, emotional quotient, physical quotient. And I think you're set for life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's a very interesting question that you asked. It really makes you think.
मुझे एक क्वेश्चन याद आया. आपने बोला कि like we need to have some time for ourselves. We need to spend some time with ourselves. So अभी recently, like Narayan Murthy, the founder of Infosys, has said कि संडे को छुट्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए. And recently the L&T CEO has said कि you should not take, why you need holiday on Sunday. Okay, what you will do to stay your wife, something like that he said. Okay, and so what your take on that कि मतलब काम करना चाहिए, definitely you should have passion and everything. कितना जरूरी है to just कुछ टाइम के लिए रुक जाना, कुछ टाइम के लिए रिफ्लेक्ट करना, कुछ टाइम के लिए रेस्ट करना. व्हाई इट इज नेसेसरी? आपको क्या लगता है कि जो वो कहते हैं वो सही होना चाहिए, या फिर वी नीड टू टेक रेस्ट, वी नीड वन ब्रेक आल्सो? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
Pooja, see, the individuals you mentioned, I think they're living in an ivory tower. They think 90 hours a week is possible. Tell me of, in your experience, you're an image consultant. You're working with lots of people. I am a coach. I work with lots of people. Are people able to work even 9 hours every day properly? You're talking about 90 hours or 70 hours. 9 hours a week is not even, a day is not possible. Okay, that is one. The second thing is, it is, you have to understand that you've got to love your job, but you don't need to love your company. There's a difference.
Exactly.
These people are entrepreneurs. These people are startup leaders. Their mindset is a little different. They want to make sure that everybody works, right? 90 hours, 100 hours. Unka bas chala to make you work 120 hours. And then they give you peanuts in terms of salary also, right? If you ask the employees, they will tell you that. But the point is, it's very simple. They're living in a la-la land. All these people who you mentioned, they think that the world, the sun rises and sets in their backyard, because of which you can work 90 hours or 100 hours. And I think that statement which the L&T chairman made about, keep staring at your wife, it is made in bad taste. It could be a joke, but, for coming at that level as a leader, you need to be very conscious and mindful of what you say and what you speak, right? There are people who work, there are people who do things. Say, for example, you're in Bangalore. Okay, they say you work 90 hours a week. With the infrastructure which we have in Bangalore or any major city in the world, do you ever think that you can finish your work in, say, 9 o'clock and you finish by 5 o'clock? Because it takes so much of time to travel. It takes you 3 plus 3, 6 hours to travel. 6 hours to travel, and then you go and work. And then I don't think it's possible to even work 90 hours. The point is, you need to be smart in terms of how you deliver. I think that's important. Because I remember, I think I saw an interview of Anand Mahindra today, where he was asked the same question. And he said it's about how smart you are and how you delegate your work and how much time you spend on social media. Like, for example, he spends a lot of time on social media because he likes to spend time and get everybody's perspective, right? Like, he spends a lot of time on Twitter or on X because he gets everybody's perspective. So I think I think what's critical and important is managing yourself first. 90 hours, 70 hours is not possible, first of all, right? I think what's important is first, taking care of yourselves, taking care of your families. Work is important. Money is important. Work is worship. All that is fine. But, we have to also understand jobs have also changed over a period of time. It's not the zamana of industrial revolution or not the zamana of Jawaharlal Nehru or Mahatma Gandhi. Now things have changed completely, right? We are talking about remote working. We are talking about managing people. There are different generations, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, Gen Zeta, all kinds of new names are coming out. You tell me, if you interact with them, you tell them 70 hours a week, they will spit on your face. They will say, boss, it's not happening. I can't work 9 hours and I'm so depressed and I don't know what to do with my life. And also, it's also a very serious thing because people are committing suicide around us because of stress. So there's so many cardiac arrests happening. And it's all happening in this people from from all the top big 4 companies of the world, right? So I think it's a bigger problem which you're looking at. They can make these statements because they want to keep the investors or shareholders happy. But I think they're coming from a place of privilege. They're coming from a place of privilege because their children have not worked a day in their lives, right? And they're talking about, telling their other employees to work 90 hours, 70 hours, which is practical from their side because they're startups, right? They're leaders. They want to make sure that people just keep working, right? But you have to also understand that work is not the end of life. Na? You also need to enjoy your life. You also need to have a spiritual quotient, your mental quotient, your emotional quotient. So I think it's about how you take care of yourself. And as leaders, if they don't know how to take care of the employees, if they don't listen to their employees, somebody else will take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Nobody's ever asked them how much is the attrition level for those companies, for the people the gentlemen who made those statements. If you look at the attritions in those companies, you will get the answer automatically. How many people are leaving? When the people leave within 2 months, 3 months, what is the knowledge transfer you have? When the person leaves, there's a big problem. So as a leader, what's really important is managing your employees well. Rather than focusing on 90 hours, 100 hours, you have to get them to do it. So there are some people who can take 100 hours to do it. There are some people who can take 10 hours to do it. As a leader, you need to understand that mindset. Can I create the right culture for that environment, for that person to deliver? That's all you need to think of as a leader. But if you think about, मैं 90 hours से कराऊंगा ऐसा होगा नहीं.
Okay, so India is becoming a global leader, right? We are becoming a global leader, and in that scenario, we are doing a lot of things because of our authenticity and so many things, what we are having already. उसमें से एक event होने वाला है start tomorrow, okay? And my city is going to host it, Prayagraj, the Mahakumbh. Okay, so
Mahakumbh, yeah,
Mahakumbh 2025 is going to start tomorrow, which is hosted by my city, and unfortunately, I'm not there. I'm here at Rajasthan. Okay, and I'm missing that witnessing that scenario. I'm missing those things. So just wanted to know कि ये महाकुंभ, बहुत सारे लोगों की नजरें हैं इस पे, एंड इस बार जितनी बड़े तरीके से इसको प्लान किया गया है, एंड इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे इट इज हैपनिंग. So what do you think, how it's going to change the aspects for India and the scenarios for India, and how it's going to establish India as a global leader? What do you think? Is it going to help in refining the image as a global leader for India? What do you think?
See, I always believed, Pooja, that India is an experience. I've traveled quite a bit to other countries in the world. When you go to places like China, US, Australia, Thailand, Malaysia, Switzerland, Sri Lanka, Nepal, or even all these other places, United Kingdom, Paris, you can, okay, this is what you get there. But India is an experience. India is something which out of the ordinary. And I'm not saying because I'm a proud Indian or you're a proud Indian. I'm saying because we have experienced it. And with the Mahakumbh happening in India, all eyes are on India. And I think this is the time for India has always been shining, by the way. Everybody knows about India. India is a spiritual capital of the world, right? and this goes without saying. And if you're there for the Kumbh Mela, I think it's a great moment. It's a great occasion. So many people coming in together, but I'm only mindful of the fact that so many people are coming in for this event. I just hope nothing goes wrong. How's our crowd management? How's our event management? Stampedes nahi hone chahiye. Because I know we have the potential to manage that too. The reason I say this is a few days back, I came on TV and I spoke about a stampede which happened in Tirupati, right? It's as simple as that. We can. Post-COVID, we had a situation where everything happened smoothly, right? COVID ke baad, when food supplies were coming in, people were getting the injections. We all maintained order, right? It could have easily gone out of control post-COVID.
Yeah.
You could have had riots or you could have people killing each other. But nothing happened like that in India, and nobody talks about it.
Absolutely.
And it's happened across the world, by the way. Across the world, problems have happened. But India mein kabhi aisa hua nahi hai. So I just feel, India is being managed pretty well in terms of leadership. And I feel people who are coming into India, the reason why they keep coming to India is because India is a habit. You just cannot experience India in one breath. You have to experience India in several breaths. You have to experience it. And this is for people within India also, because in India itself, we've got so much to explore. The northern India, southern India, eastern India, western India. And with Kumbh Mela happening the way it is, I think it's going to be amazing. We're getting the blessings of the entire world. There are, it's something else. It's a kaleidoscope of colors. It's magical, to see this happening in India. And I'm sure that it will be managed well. It will be done well. There's so much of, promotions around it. There's so much of advertising around it. And we just fine. We should do that. This is something which we feel very proudly about. And if we don't talk about it, who else will talk about it, right? And it deserves all the credit for it, because people from all parts of the world are going to come in. It's going to be one huge carnival, I would say, one huge mela of spirituality. So I think we're going to be blessed. We're going to be very fortunate, and we should be grateful for everybody who's coming in. And let's make sure they have a lovely time. Let's make sure they indulge in India, experience India. And India will only become richer by this, not in terms of wealth, but in terms of experience. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and I have witnessed...
I think it's a great moment.
Yeah, and I have witnessed a lot of Kumbh Mela because this is my city. And from childhood days, I used to witness. And trust me, as I'm saying this, I've never seen that kind of, promotions and all those things. And I never felt that we host that kind of event. In 2019, when the Kumbh Mela was hosted, first time we, the people from Prayagraj felt that definitely we are hosting something good. Before that, we never felt that we are doing something kind of melas. We felt like कि हाँ ऐसे ही करते हैं, मेला होता है, ऐसा होता है, बस इतना था. We never felt that. 2019 we witnessed the change, and that was really, really good. And this time it's really, really big. So that change happened, and I'm so happy.
Correct. And Pooja, this has a domino effect. If you notice, if the Kumbh Mela goes well, people come in, more airports happen, more infrastructure, more railway stations, more tourism, more employment. It has a domino effect on so many things.
Yeah.
And, to show that, India is capable of so this and much more. So it's I think it's a great thing. It's a very positive change. And it's just an outcome of the leadership we have at the highest level. It's just an outcome that people are realizing India at every given moment. Like I said, India it's an experience. There's a method to the madness in India. Even as Indians, we feel, there's so much more to explore in India. Every few kilometers, the dialect changes, the climate changes, the food changes, the people change.
Yeah.
And that's India for you. So you cannot get any other part of the world, wherever you go. And I'm sure that the Kumbh Mela will be an experience. For people who are listening in, if you get a chance, you should go. I haven't been there, but I would love to be there in the future. And I'm sure that will happen for me. Because the closest I can think of a Kumbh Mela for me is being Mount Kailash, Mansarovar Lake, where I've been there a couple of years back. So for me, that is my Kumbh Mela, I would say. Right? Going there in the spiritual heaven of the world or the heaven of the world. So yeah, I think it's going to be exciting, I'm sure.
Great. So thank you so much, Shekhar, sharing your insights. Love the show. Enjoyed a lot. I hope you also enjoyed a lot. So any feedback which you want to give about me and my show, I'd love to hear that.
No, I see. There's nothing as a feedback. I think the fact that you ask questions and you allow the people who come in on your show to open up and express themselves, that itself is I think it's a great thing. In today's day and age, every host wants to express their POV, their point of view, and they keep interrupting the people who come in. They don't allow them to express themselves, and everything has an agenda. Everything, every conversation, every podcast nowadays has an agenda. It can be political, it's left winging, right leaning, center leaning, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. But here you're just allowing your people who come in on your shows who are extremely inspirational. Like you mentioned, Professor Radhakrishnan Pillai is extremely inspirational. I've read his books and I know him quite well also. I've seen the work which he's done. Even for example, Shiv Khera, you've done work with him also. So, and I've also worked with Mr. Shiv Khera. So that's a common factor. I'm saying you allow everybody to speak and open up and express themselves. I think the best feedback is just keep continuing this. Don't look back and just keep moving forward. And like Sri Krishna ji tells Arjuna in the Mahabharata, don't be bothered about the outcome. Just focus on yourself, focus on your journey, and make that journey count. Because there will be good days and there will be bad days. Just keep moving forward, right? Hopefully, there are no Kauravas around you. That's more important.
Thank you so much, Shekhar. It was amazing and lovely show. Definitely, my audience will love it. And next time we'll talk once more again and lot of other topics. So thank you so much for coming and gracing my show. And have a lovely day. So friends, कैसा लगा आपको हमारा आज का एपिसोड? डेफिनेटली आपको बहुत पसंद आया होगा आज का एपिसोड एंड यू हैव लर्न सो मेनी न्यू थिंग्स टुडे. एंड इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड, अगर आपको लीडरशिप में इंटरेस्ट है तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन वॉच द डॉक्टर राधाकृष्णन पिल्लई के साथ शो, या फिर आपको कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स के बारे में ज़्यादा जानना है तो यू कैन वॉच द पल्लवी के साथ जो मैंने शो किया था. यू मस्ट वॉच एंड कीप वॉचिंग पूजा स्टॉक शो. और इसी तरह आपका प्यार बनाए रखिए. एंड अगर आप नए हैं हमारे चैनल पे और आपने अब तक हमें सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ डू सब्सक्राइब अस, शेयर, एंड अगर आपको अच्छा लगे तो अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी बताइए. एंड मैं मिलूंगी आपको नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में.